good schools here. We have good neighborhoods here, low crime. A lot of things that our neighboring cities have, but because we're only 5 square miles, a lot of times we know our neighbors. That's a very important trait to have as a city. We like to be inclusive, and we like to recognize our diversity here in the city as well. One of the things that will come up probably again and again as you will hear is the Murphy City Council is very representative of what the city looks like. And I'm very proud that we have 3 women on Murphy City Council. It is very unusual to see that, but we do have that. And both myself and Dr. Janae Butler, who's here today, and she'll be introduced here in a little while. We are so glad that we represent that diversity on council. So I just wanted to let you know that. I want to also recognize some of the organizations that have come out to help support this women's event today, Women's History event. You saw a lot of them up here. The logos are up here. But I wanted to go ahead and just recognize the ones that are here. We got about 12 of them. So let me go ahead and recognize the tremendous impact that each of our sponsors and partners have made in supporting this event and fostering a more inclusive and connected society that we have today. First of all, I want to extend my gratitude to our moderator that you're going to be introduced to shortly, June Jenkins, and she's from the NAACP. She represents the NAACP for Collin County, and we thank her for her unwavering dedication to advancing civil rights and social justice. Thank you so much, June. Another person that's very special to us is Mona Kafil. She is the Texas Muslim Women's Foundation representative, and we recognize her for the incredible work empowering women and promoting positive change. We also have some other folks that are joining us, this Dr. Tamara Thomas. She's part of Douglas Vision's committee. A lot of you know her. Thank you, Tamara. And she works tirelessly to strengthen our community's needs, especially she's very valuable in the community in Plano. We really appreciate her in Plano. Norpreet Kaur is with United Sikhs, and they contribute to the rich fabric of diversity and service that we cherish here in Murphy. Thank you, Norpreet, as well as our neighboring cities. They're very, very invaluable to us. And then some of the guests that we've had before, and we've attended their events. I have a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Rahman Mohammed and the CARE Action for their advocacy for the rights and interests of our Muslim community members. Thank you. And then also Mustafa Carroll. Thank you. And Fair DFW. We thank you for your invaluable efforts in building bridges and promoting equality as well. So we're also honored to have Sadaruz Zalman from the Richardson Diversity Civic Engagement. We have, okay. And then how about Nadeem Zalman too? Nope, okay. So Sadaruz is from the Richardson Diversity Civic Engagement, and Nadeem Zaman from the Center of Excellence for Community Services. I just wanted to recognize them, even though they're not here today. Then we have Martin Padetti.
Yes.
He's our camera person too. He's from the Texas Indian Christian Coalition. He brings a wealth of dedication to strengthening our community ties, especially from the interfaith perspective. And then we have Saif Islam from Good Citizens of DFW. Very, very good friend of ours. Thank you, Saif, for joining us today. He continues to lead the change in fostering understanding and collaboration with our fellow Muslim folks. So we have Dr. Talia Rizvi. Okay, Dr. Rizvi is from One Dallas, the organization, and then also from the Dallas Muslim Medical Alliance. So we thank you for making great strides in improving our interfaith connections and also promoting healthcare advocacy and excellence as well. Thank you. And then we have Burrell Burke from the Dialogue of Dallas and Richardson. Thank you very much for joining us. We thank you for facilitating important conversations that unite us all. Thank you. So we are grateful for your leadership, your commitment, and the powerful ways in which you contribute to the betterment of our community. Thank you again to all our sponsors for making this event possible. We appreciate your participation and your attendance. So Dwight was telling me a little bit what to cover, so I know I'll probably go a little bit beyond, but I wanted to kind of bring it back to a personal note. Okay, so he wanted me to share something about my journey to getting to where I am today, which is the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Murphy. So let me tell you a little bit about what has happened. My greatest achievement probably in my political aspirations was winning the 2019 election, but it didn't come with a lot of heartache before that. In 2017, I actually ran for public office for Murphy City Council Place 3. In that election, it was a vacant seat. There was actually 4 candidates that were running for that one seat. And it ended up being that I lost that general election by just 5 votes. Okay, so when everybody tells you that every vote matters, that's what they mean. Because especially in municipal elections, when it could just be 1 or 2 votes that matters, that's what it takes. So I came back and then it went to the runoff. Okay, so if you don't get more than 50% plus 1, it goes to a runoff. So it went to a runoff between me and my one opponent. And in that election, I actually lost by 2 votes, only because my opponents all joined forces and said, let's defeat her. So I lost it by 2 votes in that election. In most cases that I see, when someone runs and loses an election, they don't come back. They don't come back to try again. But I decided in 2019, I'll give it another shot. I had made so many friends with my neighbors, so many connections with the community and with organizations that I felt like, hey, I was in a better place than I was in 2017. So I came back, and believe it or not, in 2019, I won by 70% of the vote in a 2-person race. So I just wanted to share that with you because sometimes we give up, and I'm sure Dr. Butler will attest to some of the things that we go through when we race, and some of the negative things that we get to hear, which we don't take personally, but we overcome those obstacles, and we take those and we move forward. So we want to make sure that we convey that message today as women that are celebrating Women History, that we are resilient, that we will do what we need to do in order to continue making progress for all women. Okay, so thank you again for taking time out on your busy Saturday afternoon to join us. And let's continue to make not only just Murphy brighter place, but anywhere that you live a brighter place, so that we can showcase women and their contributions to our society. Okay? Thank you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to June, who's our moderator.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yay. And let me say this, Elizabeth, that was such an inspiring story to know that you stuck with it. And I think that that's important because a lot of times we don't stick with things and we don't take the lessons learned and use them to empower us to do bigger and better things. So I want to congratulate you on telling that story and being able to tell that story. And look at you now. Look at you now. And welcome to our Women's History Month here in Murphy. Who would have ever believed? I used to live in Richardson but my backyard, literally 15 steps out of my backyard, was Murphy. I moved here in 1995. Everything was flat. Murphy really didn't exist except for some of your historic businesses that are here still now, and churches. So I want to say, look at Murphy now, a very diverse, thriving city. Again, my name is June Jenkins, and I'm your host for today. I'm excited to be here. I wear many hats here in the community. I am, I would say my most cherished role, though, is that's being mommy to my daughter, Mackenzie, who is a civil rights advocate, she would tell you, an activist, Gen Zer in her own right, who's passionate about serving and doing in the community. As I mentioned, I serve as the president of the Collin County NAACP, and I get my bread and butter. I have a marketing company, and I have a news platform, Noir Lifestyles. Women's History Month is a time to honor the fearless women who have shattered barriers, led with vision, and shaped the course of history. In government, women leaders continue to pave the way for justice, equity, and progress, proving that leadership has and knows no gender, only purpose and passion. I'm excited to now introduce you to a woman who is a dynamic leader doing what I do similarly in the Black community. She's doing that work in the Muslim community. Mona Kafil currently serves as the CEO of Texas Muslim Women's Foundation, who are dedicated to empowering marginalized communities. Mona has a passion for women's issues. She advocates for gender equity, economic empowerment, and social justice. Her leadership drives innovative programs which address systemic barriers which women face. She's a visionary change maker committed to creating lasting impact through advocacy and action. Please join me in welcoming Mona to the podium.
Hi everyone, and first of all, giving 3 minutes to a woman is not fair. Just saying, I keep it under that. And also because we are nurturers, we are storytellers, so 3 minutes is cruelty to us. But I'll start with an abridged version of a story. My mentor used to say that she had a t-shirt that said, I am a mother, a daughter, a janitor, a cook, a driver, you can't fire me. When you look at these wonderful panelists today, when you look at the around the room and women who are doing amazing things, you can't fire them. Yeah. Because we all are doing it for the service of the community. Yes. There's nothing for us. It is to make sure our neighbor, our next door city, we all sleep well, we all are safe. That's a woman's job. A woman is a nurturer. And one thing that I say again and again, because my work is domestic violence, so we are constantly working with abusers and survivors. And I tell them that for a woman to say, yes, the guy is an abuser, but I go back and say, well, a woman was a mother. Why didn't we raise them well? We are mothers and we are sisters. We are raising the next generation, including the boys, including men, which is future. The only thing we need to do as women is to support each other. Whether we like it, whether we agree, or we are world apart, we have to support each other. Only then systemic violence and the other will go away. So for this message, we as women have to work together. And it's all right to disagree. It's all right to be at the other end of the spectrum. We are human beings. I am so different from my sister, but do I just say, hey, I'm going to unfriend you on Facebook? No. Some people may, but then no, we don't get that luxury. So all I'm saying is, we have to find a way to work together, no matter what the circumstances are. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona, so much for that message. I'm now excited to introduce 4 powerful women and distinguished guests. First up, we have Dr. Janae Butler, who has served on the Murphy City Council for 6 years. She is the current Deputy Mayor Pro Tem. She is the Director at Large for the Murphy Chamber of Commerce and is a board member of NCT 911. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta, hold a special place in my heart. She holds a Master of Science degree from Texas Women's University. She has a postmaster's certificate in nursing education. She has a doctorate of nursing practice from the University of Alabama at Birmingham and an MBA from University of Hartford. Please join me in welcoming Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, Dr. Janae Butler. Next up, we have Vanessa Pacheco. She is the trustee for Richardson ISD District 2. She is firmly committed to fighting for fully funding our public schools, improving teacher pay, raising student performance, and school safety. She has completed 3 fellowship programs in civic engagement, focusing on student outcomes, superintendent evaluation, and trustee goal setting. Her MBA is with a concentration on global leadership from UT Dallas, where she graduated with distinction and is a member of Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society. Please join me in welcoming Trustee Pacheco. Elizabeth Abraham. Elizabeth has served on the Murphy City Council since 2019, and she's the current Mayor Pro Tem. Elizabeth holds a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from Southern Methodist University with a major in real estate and finance. She has previously served on the city's Planning and Zoning Commission, Board of Adjustment, and the Murphy Branding Committee. Her volunteer roles include Sunday school teacher, deputy voter registrar, participation in the Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas Child, Minnie's Food Pantry, Habitat for Humanity, North Texas Food Bank, and Feed My Starving Children. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Pro Tem Abraham. And if I got that right, we've got 2 women here serving from the city of Murphy. Thank you. And last but not least, I have a good friend of mine, Dr. Tamara Thomas, who is intentional about sharing her time, talents, and resources to help others. Dr. Thomas has an associate degree in psychology, a bachelor's degree in human service management, a doctor of chiropractic degree, and an honorary doctorate of ministry degree. She owns Chiro Life Health and Wellness Clinic and Winning Choices Anger and Stress Management Company. She has written several books and serves in positions of leadership with Douglas Visions Committee, Junior League of Richardson, Plano West Rotary, and Rotary International District 5810. Dr. Thomas joins us to complete a wonderful panel discussion this afternoon. Ladies, take y'all a quick moment. We've got some people taking pictures. If you would just pause for a moment and let the cameras focus on you. Today's your day. So I'm so proud in the work that I do to see women of color, as Mona previously talked about, coming together and working together, and seeing us all here today, trying to understand the fabric and intricacies of what it takes for us to understand women and the role that we play in government. So I'm excited about this opportunity. We are all proud for everything that our panelists have done in your different communities. Sometimes it's worth reminding others about what you have accomplished, not to praise yourself, but so we can remember to count our blessings, and of course, because you are role models. What we would like to know is, what is your proudest accomplishment in your current role as a servant leader? You have 3 minutes to respond, and you'll have a gentle reminder from our timekeeper people here, timekeeper. And we're gonna start with Mayor Pro Tem Elizabeth and go down the line.
Well, thank you, June, for that question. I really appreciate it. As Mayor Pro Tem, I've been very privileged to work with several of our city council and city staff. It's been a pleasure working with folks like Janae Butler. I think with us, especially, we've had some things that have come on our city that may not be the same as other cities. One in particular comes to mind that I think brought us together, not only as a city council or city staff, but also with neighborhoods and fellow neighbors, was when we knew that there was a wastewater treatment plant that was coming to the north of Murphy. I think everybody knew the damage that that would do to our city if that did come to pass. So I know in our neighborhood, which is the northern neighborhood that would have been clearly affected, it was a eye-opening experience seeing what the neighbors did to rally around making sure that this wastewater treatment plant was not going to come close to Murphy. Some people would say that it would only affect my neighborhood or certain neighborhoods to the north. It wouldn't have an impact to the neighborhoods to the south. But that was not true, because ultimately that wastewater would go into Maxwell Creek. And Maxwell Creek actually would go through not only Murphy, but through Wiley and Saxe. So you had multiple cities that would have been impacted by the wastewater that would be going into that creek. So I just was very honored to be part of that, being the representative on council along with my fellow city council members, and making sure that they we had a voice in that opposition. Believe it or not, ultimately, the developer changed course. Instead of 600 houses and a wastewater treatment plant and a mud, that's now down to 200, and they had to start all over again because it's no longer a Parker extraterritorial jurisdiction. It's now part of Collin County. So that's one thing that I was proud of. And then the other couple of things that I'm proud of is that we used to have folks, one person on multiple boards. Now we have enough diversity and enough inclusion in the boards. And it's a reflection also of what we are on city council. So I'm very thankful that being part of the interview committee for the last, I think, 6 years, that we have been able to get more applications than we have positions. Thank you.
So I have many accomplishments, but I'm just playing. But my greatest accomplishment is really advocating for the residents of Murphy, especially businesses. That's really one of my strong suits and one of my passions. So when I was first on council, the pandemic started. And the board of directors, one of the board of directors for the Murphy Chamber of Commerce came to me, as well as the director of the chamber. And they said, there are a lot of businesses struggling in Murphy. One of the business owners had to get another job to support his business that was here in Murphy. And so she was like, what can we do to help the businesses here? One of the things that Murphy was doing is that they had to pay for permits in order to have their banners up in front of their businesses to let them know that it was open. So I put that on our council agenda, and we discussed it as a council and voted unanimously to get rid of those fees so that businesses could operate without worrying about the burden of trying to pay these cumbersome fees to us. Another thing is traffic enforcement. So I do pay attention to the Facebook posts. I read them all the time. So in our neighborhood, there was issues with people running stop signs, speeding down the streets, and so I put that on our council agenda last month. We discussed that. The police chief and the city manager worked with me to come up with a plan. Our chief is great. They actually are doing data-driven results back to the residents that make these complaints so that they're aware. It also increases our engagement with the public as well to know that your concerns are heard and that we are doing something about it. It's not that you just left a comment to us and we're just, we'll get to it when we get to it. But to let them know that your words matter, that we're in partnership and collaboration with the community to make it a better and safer place. And also, I guess I got a newer complaint on Facebook the other day, so that's another thing that I'm placing on our agenda as well. So in all, whenever you're going to the polls to vote for someone, make sure that that person is someone that's gonna advocate for you. Make sure that there's someone that listens to your issues, and not just words, but actions. You know, because that's what we need. We have a lot of people saying lots of things, but not enough action behind that. So, thank you.
Well, for me, when your life is about service, it's hard to choose one thing. So I would say whether it's being a doctor or being a nonprofit leader, a minister, a business owner, for me it's all about changing lives. And so my greatest accomplishment in a nutshell would be seeing the lives that I've had influence over or mentored, pastored, being productive and successful citizens, and also giving back in service. I've been allowed to see students or children that are now adults that have their own families, and they're traveling all over the world with the same spirit of service and giving back to their community. That is a great accomplishment for me. Being able to lead my Rotary Club to a PISD student who wanted to go to camp with her classmates, but her teachers would have to push her around in a wheelchair so she wouldn't be able to be active in the all of the games and the activities. So we were able to come together and partner with a company that built her a customized wheelchair where she could push her own self around and she could be a part of the games her own self, and people wouldn't look at her differently. Being able to show people how to make no-sew blankets for Children's Medical Center so that the children could have their own customized blankets and feel special. Being able to serve and deliver over 400,000 pounds of food over the USA during COVID with Douglas Visions. Those types of things that change people's lives and also give them the encouragement to give back to society, those are my greatest accomplishments. Those are the things that keep me motivated. That's what keeps me going, and that's what tells me you can't stop. You gotta keep going.
Thank you everybody for being here. One of my greatest accomplishments really is serving our students and because we're serving the future of all our communities. And I always do it with the lens of how do we improve their learning needs and expand their learning opportunities. As trustee during my tenure, I supported the board resolution to oppose the statewide voucher program. We raised teacher pay by changing the pay scale of our teachers, and their pay increased between 3 and 30%, which meant we are supporting our veteran teachers the most, and that of course improves our student outcomes. We have already opened 1 of 2 child care centers for our Richardson staff, and they pay $150 a month for their babies to be cared for. They are also, high quality care, and we're going to give them pre-K3 services there as well. We have definitely improved student achievement in gaps of reading and math between 8 and 10 points in every student demographic in our district, and I'm very proud of that. And finally, we found what matters and we found what we believe in. We have expanded pre-K. We have expanded our CTE, which is our technical certification in high schools. For example, we opened the Credit Union of Texas at Berkner High School and do financial literacy, as well as supporting our community with IRS services, sorry. We have the Omni Lobby Learning Center at Richardson High School. We have a cosmetology partnership now with Tony and Guy, a construction tech program at Berkner High School, including arts, AV production, aviation and drones at that same school, and HVAC at Pierce High School. Finally, I just want to say, we also gave parental leave to our teachers. I don't know how many of you know, but our educators don't get parental leave like a lot of us do in businesses. So we had to make that change in our district. There is a system of banks where they sign up to bank their off days and they can take up to 10 days of parental leave. In addition to that, we gave them 3 days of bereavement as they needed it, and 8 counseling sessions as we partnered with one of our location Methodist hospitals so that they can have free mental health care. And that 8 sessions are free and private for all of our teachers and staff. So I'm really proud of those things. Thank you.
And thank you to each of these women as they talked about their accomplishments, that common thread of being compassionate and concerned about the things that matter. I mean, it's important that we govern and we govern accordingly, but it's also important that we understand and are compassionate about the needs of the community. And that's that common thread probably that you will see exhibited a lot of times when you have women who are in leadership. So thank you for your compassion to lead and your service to the community. Women's History Month is a time to reflect on many issues, but one of them certainly is the need for more role models who inspire women to serve in local government. Nothing makes an impression like having a woman visit your school, your place of worship, your cultural event, a sporting event, your community meeting as an elected leader of the local government. When our girls can see it, they can believe it. And that is so important. I can remember, I'm not gonna tell you how long ago, but I can remember just always growing up wanting to see women in leadership. So it is so important that we have women leaders. If you could give just one piece of advice to women trying to decide if they should run for office in local government, what would you say? And for this question, we're gonna come back the other way and start with Trustee Vanessa Pacheco. And you have 3 minutes again.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you for that question. It is important to see women leading each other and to grow up and see people that look like us. And that was one reason why I ran. 60% of our district is 60% of our district is economically disadvantaged, and it's also a minority district, so we're a minority majority district. And I am here and I have the education that I have because of teachers, and I hold that close to my heart. What do I say when running and being a servant leader? Have your set goals and lead with meaningful purpose, and we always have to do so and make those decisions for the good of all. The students, in my case, right? Every single student, not some students, every single one. It takes a lot of grit, it takes a lot of determination to be a servant leader. Campaigning, if we think about it, after we get into these seats, campaigning was the easy part. Even though it's really, really hard. And have a plan. Don't stay emotional, be level-headed, and always use your mind, and keep your finger on what matters. As the trustee, what matters to me is learning opportunities for our students and reducing that learning gap. Every choice